To gain experience automating tests for native mobile applications, you'll need to familiarize yourself with the necessary tools, frameworks, and best practices. Here's a step-by-step guide to help you get started and build your expertise. Step 1. Understand mobile application testing before diving into automation. It's crucial to understand the fundamental differences between testing mobile applications and web/desktop applications. Key areas to focus. Differences between iOS and Android platforms. Native versus hybrid versus web applications. Types of mobile testing. Functional testing, UI testing, performance testing, security testing, etc. Resources. Read up on mobile testing. A quick guide. https://www.guru99.com/mobile-testing. HTML. Step 2. Choose a mobile testing framework. There are several mobile testing frameworks available, but two of the most popular ones for automating native mobile apps are Appium and Espresso/Scutest. Appium. Cross-platform, supports iOS, Android, and Windows apps. Espresso. Android's native UI automation framework, Scutest. iOS's native UI automation framework, Appium. Appium supports both iOS and Android, allowing you to write cross-platform tests. It's also based on WebDriver, so if you have experience with Selenium, you'll find Appium familiar. Install Appium. 1. Install Node.js. Appium runs on Node.js. Brew install Node 2. Install Appium globally using npm. npm install Appium 3. Verify installation. Appium, version 4. Download Appium Desktop, GUI version, to visualize elements and run tests. Appium Desktop, https://appium.io/downloads. HTML. Step 3. Set up development environment. You'll need to set up your environment for Android and iOS testing. For Android, 1. Install Android Studio. Download and install from Android Studio. https://developer.android.com/studio. Configure Android SDK and AVD, Android virtual devices, for testing. Ensure ADB is in your system path. Export android /library, Android/SDK. Export path equals $PATH. $android /platform tools 2. Enable developer mode on your Android device. Navigate to settings, about phone. Tap the build number 7 times. For iOS, 1. Install Xcode from the Mac App Store. 2. Set up a valid Apple developer account and configure a provisioning profile. 3. Enable developer mode on your iOS device. Step 4. Write your first mobile test in Appium. Once you've set up the environment, begin writing simple automation scripts for both Android and iOS. 1. Install WebDriver bindings for your programming language of choice, e.g., Python, Java, JavaScript. For Python, pip install Appium Python client pip install PyTest 2. Sample test script for Android, Python from Appium import WebDriver desired _caps equals platform name, Android, device name, emulator, 5554, app, /path, /to/your/app APK, automation name, UI Automator 2, driver equals WebDriver. Remote, HTTP, //localhost, 4723/WD/hub, desired _caps, driver.find_element _accessibility_ID, login.click, driver.quit, explanation, platform name, specifies Android, device name, specifies the emulator or device name, app, path to the APK file, automation name, specifies the Android automation engine, UI Automator 2. 3. Run the test. Ensure Appium server is running in one terminal. Run the test script with Python test_android.py. Step 5. Explore Appium Inspector. Appium provides an inspector tool to help you inspect elements of your app, view element hierarchies, and generate code snippets for your tests. 1. Open Appium Desktop. 2. Start a new session, point it to your app. 3. Inspect and generate XPath or ID locators for elements you want to automate. Step 6. Learn basic Appium commands. Start practicing common Appium commands used to interact with mobile elements. Locating elements. Find _element _by _ID. Find _element for path. Find _element _by _accessibility _ID. Performing actions. Click. Tap on an element. Send _keys. Enter text into a text field. Swipe. Perform swipe gestures. Sample code for basic interactions. Python driver.find _element _ID. Username. .send _case. Test _user. Driver.find _element _ID. Password. .send _case. Password. Driver. Find _element _by _accessibility _ID. Login button. Click. Step 7. Learn to automate for iOS. For iOS, the process is similar, but instead of Android-specific capabilities, you'll be using iOS-specific ones like Scutest. 1. Desired capabilities for iOS. Python desired _caps equals platform name, iOS, platform version, 14.4, device name, iPhone 12, app, /path, /to/your/app, automation name, Scutest. 2. Running an iOS test follows the same flow as Android. Ensure the Appium server is running. Run the Python script to execute the iOS test. Step 8. Explore BDD with Appium. Integrate Appium with behavior-driven development, BDD, to create more readable tests using Gherkin syntax. Tools. Use Cucumber, Java, or PyTest BDD, Python. Write feature files in Gherkin. Gherkin feature. Login feature scenario. Successful login given the app is launched when I enter valid credentials, then I should see the dashboard. Implement step definitions in Python or Java. Link to your Appium scripts. Step 9. Learn test reporting and logging. Test reporting. Use tools like Allure or JUnit for generating detailed test reports. Logging. Ensure proper logging is in place to debug tests. Appium provides detailed logs of test execution. Step 10. Set up continuous integration, CI. Finally, learn how to integrate your Appium tests with CI tools like Jenkins or GitLab CI to automate running mobile tests on each code commit. 1. Set up Jenkins pipeline to run tests on Android/iOS emulators. 2. Use Docker containers with Android SDK and Appium for easy integration. Additional resources, Appium documentation, appium.io, http://appium. io/docs/in/about Appium/intro/ YouTube tutorials. Explore channels like Automation Step by Step, https://www.youtube.com/channel/UC7GWLGZ7K06GL_Y2EG. 4. Visual learning. GitHub repositories. Review sample projects on GitHub to see how experienced testers structure their Appium tests. By following this step-by-step guide, you can quickly start gaining practical experience in automating tests for native mobile applications. Start with small projects and gradually build your skills through continuous learning and hands-on testing.